Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and it's time for more Scuttlebutt. This week's game in the background brought to you by Tier 10 European destroyer HSwMS Halland. Halland is, of course, the top end of the European destroyer line that was, released earlier this year, and she's been around the channel before. This has quickly become one of my favorite destroyers to play because she allows me to do something that I adore doing in a destroyer, and that is I get to troll the enemy carrier and just make his life miserable. And that is always a good feeling, right? I'm not one of these anti-CV players. I like having carriers in the game. I like playing carriers from time to time. But when there's a carrier in the game, I sure as hell do like shooting down airplanes. And Halland shoots down airplanes hella good, let me tell you. I like this game. I've talked about this ship before. I won't go into detail. This is a nice game for me. I like this one as a kind of an example of the things you can do with this ship because it's got a little nice kind of package of everything. I get some good solid torpedo work. I get into a couple of good gunfights. I get to flex her AA and shoot down planes and yeah, it's just a nice little complete game. So enjoy. It's good background for what we're going to talk about this week. What's going on in shooty boats? All kinds of things going on. It's been a busy week. Of course, here on the YouTube channel, we've been featuring all of last weekend's King of the Sea action. We had 2 full days of King of the Sea here on NA that needed to be showcased. And so today, we will finally be wrapping up the last of those games just in time to be back on the air tomorrow. That's Saturday, the 26th of September. We'll be back on the air with the top 16 here on NA starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Hope you guys will come join in and tune in. We've had a ton of fun casting these. Zath and I have been, chugging along this season like we always have. I got really curious the other day. I sat down and I thought, how many King of the Sea games have Zath and I done? So I went back through all of them, all the way back to King of the Sea 5, more than 2.5 years now. And through this past Sunday, Zath and I have cast 183 games of King of the Sea. That's actually, I was like, that's a staggering number. That's a baseball season, right? Which for those of you that don't know, is 162 games, right? We've gone past that. We did 183 games of King of the Sea, plus more to go, right? We'll have probably at least 10 to 15 more this weekend to get us nudge us up towards that 200 mark. We might actually hit 200. We'll have to see. I'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, we've had a lot of experience doing this. We have a lot of fun. We got a lot of great comments. So I hope you guys will come by and hang out with us. Wargaming is continuing to do giveaways. We've had door prizes all the other days of the event, which are good for, they're just little codes good for 3 resource crates, just kind of a thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Of course, Twitch drops are enabled, which allows you to get the King of the Sea crates, which are good for the collection, which if you can finish the collection is good for a free premium tier 7 ship, which is kind of sexy. So yeah, I mean, this is one of the big things that I do both on the YouTube channel and on my Twitch channel, guys, so I really hope you'll be able to come by and hang out with us. We always have a great time. I'll do my regular shout-out for the NA Forum contest. Happa will be glad for me to continue doing that. Remember, guys, click that link in the video description. Go over, check out the NA Forums. There's always a little forum contest going on. You post a screenshot, you get some camos, maybe you get a chance at some some premium time or a free ship, those kinds of things. Right? Happa loves doing that. He loves driving up traffic and generating interest on the forums, and he uses these little giveaways as a fun way to do that. So definitely go take your chance to get more of Wargaming's free stuff. They are generous when they want to be. So enjoy. Some definitely interesting news coming out of the dev blog, and this week's Waterline video was actually interesting. For the first time, we saw them drop new information in a video that had not been published anywhere else. So guys, going forward now, and I'll put a link down below, you should go watch this little Waterline video. It's only about 7 minutes long. The Waterline hasn't been seen in a while. This was a video series they used to be doing with a couple of the production staff, which used to be Vessery and Sub-Octavian, those guys have moved on to different roles within the company. They're still with the company, but they're doing different things now. And that video series kind of died. Wargaming resurrected it using the EU community staff, which is Chrysantos and Mr. Conway, and they kept it much shorter, right? The old Waterline videos went like a half hour. This one's like 7-8 minutes. But the big news out of that was then all echoed in the development blog later this week. So let's hit a few things in the dev blog that we want to talk about. First up is the next season of Clan Battle. This was actually spoiled right after my last Scuttlebutt video, so they haven't had a chance to talk about this. But yay, tier 10, just not really surprising. 7v7, not surprising. They're keeping aircraft carriers in the format. I'm actually genuinely surprised to see that. They give us the map list. That's great. And then now we're adding cyclones into this. Oh, for God's sake! So, in general, competitive players strenuously object and dislike mechanics, random mechanics that interrupt the flow of their gameplay and their strategies. That's generally it's like imagine that you are a professional sports player, and every time you go to play, let's pick football. It doesn't even matter. You could say American football, European football, but you're on the field, and every time you're on the field, giant water hazards appear in random places on the field, and you have no idea to predict when they're going to happen or when they're going to show up. They just appear. Those are that's one of the reasons that competitive players, they hate detonation mechanics. Right? That's why you take a det flag in clan battles or ranked battles, or those or why you take them in King of the Sea, which are played in the training room, which doesn't actually consume the flag, but you can still detonate in a training room. Right? We've seen detonations happen in King of the Sea games before, and so nobody likes these mechanics, and yet it's like we're gonna pile all these mechanics into one game, right? We're going to have cyclones. We're going to artificially reduce everybody's visibility range. And then we're going to add airplanes and radar. Of course, there's radar and I don't know what to say about this, other than the fact that I feel like it's almost like, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. The most competitive people that want to continue to play clan battles don't need the rewards in general, right? Like, you look at, they've added these 10,000 steel camos, right? Because some of these people have so much steel, they got nothing better to spend it on than a big shiny camo, right? They own everything. So why do they continue to play clan battles? They play it because of the prestige, because it's a recognized thing, and it's a way for them to flex their EP, for lack of a better way to put it, right? But there is a lot of skill and talent it takes to coordinate an organized team and develop a strat and execute it well. Trust me, if you've ever played up at the high end of Typhoon or Hurricane League, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so these are the people that keep coming back to clan battles, and yet the way they pile these mechanics on, these are exactly the players that they're going to drive away from this game format. It's almost like, guys, do you not understand? You're literally going to push your most ardent, repeat players away from this game format. I honestly don't understand where they're going with clan battles right now. It feels bad, and I'm just not positive what their vision for it is. So, anyways, that's the info. That is all coming. Let's see where it goes. To contrast that, they have recently announced a complete and total overhaul of ranked battles. This is much, much, much more promising. For starters, ranked seasons are going to be split into little sprints, 2 to 3 weeks a pop, right? Like a sprint right now is like 2 weeks. A ranked season historically is like 6 weeks. What they're trying to do is kind of find some way in the middle. Like they're saying, like 2 3 weeks, you'll do a sprint. And they're going to set this up in a league format. If you ever played, let's just pick an easy example, like you played StarCraft or StarCraft 2, like on the ladder system, they had like a Bronze League and a Silver League and a Gold League and a Platinum League and a Diamond League. Warships, I should say, is heading in the same direction with ranked battles. So basically, like every patch, you'll get a 2 to 3 week season of ranked, and you'll play around within your little league, and you can move up, potentially, 1 league per season. And then, of course, there's rewards and all of that sort of thing for playing and so on and so forth. Anyway, there's a lot to unpack here. There's radical changes coming, and I'm actually very, very glad to see this. People have kind of been clamoring for more ranked sprint, right? Like the ranked sprint format has been a tremendous amount of fun. And this is where, this system, will be very easy to potentially even translate it into assigning players an ELO rating if they want to go that route. It probably won't based on historical precedent, but they could, right? And we'll just have to see, but I really, really like the idea of where this is going. As you read through the changes, and I'm not going to get into every single one of them here, but I'll link the blog down below. If you enjoy ranked battles, go check this out. There's a lot to like. Here's a lot to unpack. It also gives them the ability to play around in the sense of maybe every season in theory should be played under the same canon. So yeah, there's a lot to like here. I'm pretty excited for this. Is this gonna keep me logging in all the time? Nah, no, but it's something else to do when I do log in, which I do like, right? Rather than just hit random battle and go smash my face on the keyboard. So that's really nice. This has a lot of potential, and I'm glad to see them making this change because I think in the long haul this can be really really awesome. This was announced in the Waterline video. Their additions. But just like regular ranked seasons now and ranked sprints, you can hop around. You can say, this season's going to be 6v6 tier 6. This season's going to be 9v9 tier 8. This season's going to be 7v7 tier 10. You can just kind of bounce around and do whatever you want to do and keep things fresh and interesting. And literally every couple or 3 weeks, there's a new season to be playing. Bringing a new Halloween mode battle. They're calling it a key battle. This is going to be interesting. It's essentially a 16-player free-for-all. However, once you're in the game, you will be allowed to create a 3-ship division amongst the players that are in the game. So you can only queue up solo, but once you're into the game, then you can grab some div mates if you want. And it's going to have both elements of PvE, where you'll be fighting some kind of sea monsters, and PvP, where obviously you'll be fighting other players outside of your theoretical division. And then there's a fixed number of players that can actually win. You kill some of these monsters or something like this, and then you grab a key, and the key allows you to exit the map. And of course, that's how you quote unquote win. It seems, if I'm understanding this correctly. Anyway, this sounds really interesting, and you add this on top of the ranked battles. People have been kind of clamoring for new game modes for a while, and I'm really excited to see them finally kind of be responding to this. Something else that's interesting about this mode, you'll be able to upgrade your ship in the middle of the game. Like, as you play, you'll earn, some kind of combat points, battle points, whatever they call them, and then you'll spend those during the match, during the game, to upgrade your ship in some fashion. So you'll be able to kind of make some adjustments on the fly to how your ship performs. There's a lot of really neat things here. I don't think I'm going to fully wrap my brain around it until we actually are able to get in and play it, but I like the idea, and I think, Halloween mode is historically where they test new things and new mechanics. I'm glad to see them trying something. This will be 7, 8, and 10 ships. They have announced what the 4, 5, and 9 are, but we do not have images and we do not have stats yet. So this is obviously still a work in progress. They say they're coming to Super Test in 9.10, which should be coming in late October. So that's still probably 5 weeks away. I'm a little surprised we don't have this information. That's unlike them. But I guess we'll see. I don't know if that's indicative of they're not ready to release it, or that they're still finalizing those numbers. Really cool if they're able to bring this to the server like full time. This will be awesome. At least it sounds intriguing enough that I want to try it out. Hopefully the execution matches. Let's just leave it at that. The other big announcement, of course, what we've been suspecting for a while. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Italian battleships are on the way. The Regia Marina is going to continue to expand into World of Warships. Now, they have spoiled the stats for the Tier 6, and they're in a big rush to get this out the door. I'm not sure, so take that for what it's worth. But essentially, there will no be... this is one that's unusual. There will be no Tier 3 Italian battleship. They're going to start this branch at Tier 4. So we'll be starting at Tier 4 with Dante Alighieri, Tier 5 with Conte di Cavour, Tier 6 with Andrea Doria, Tier 7 with... I'm gonna mispronounce this name. Let me see if I can get the full name here. It's Francesco Caracciolo? Caracciolo? Italian pronunciations are not my thing. Somebody can tell me how to pronounce it, and I'll do it right from then on, but pulling it out of thin air is not going to happen. The Tier 8 will be Vittorio Veneto, which is not surprising, given that Roma is already in the game, has a Tier 8 premium. Tier 9 is called Lepanto, and to the Tier 10 is called Cristoforo Colombo, which is Christopher Columbus. The ships... They say these ships are largely characterized by smaller caliber guns, which is fairly accurate. For example, the Tier 6 is very similar to Giulio Cesare, already in the game, with the 10 320mm barrels. At tier 7, we move up to 8 381mm barrels. Of course, the tier 9 is very similar to Roma, already looking at 9 381mm barrels. And at tier 10, you move all the way up to 16 381mm barrels. This thing packs 4 quadruple-barreled turrets. Spotted, move around the map without getting, you could be able to show your broadside, but they can't see you, so you can reposition safer, not safely, but safe of 381mm shells, which seems crazy. And like the Italian cruiser line, these ships will not have HE. They will fire SAP, the Italian semi-armor piercing shells, and traditional armor piercing rounds. I'm a little concerned about these higher end battleships with this many. One last bit of good news I want to share with you guys. I have passed 5,000 followers over on my Twitch channel, so a huge thank you guys to everybody who followed me over there. That means that's going to trigger a big giveaway, probably coming in a few weeks after I get over this King of the Sea hangover that I'm bound to have by the time I get done with Sunday. And I'm going to be able to give away a bunch of stuff, courtesy of Wargaming, to you guys over on the Twitch channel. So I'll announce that here in plenty of time. I got to get my arms around what I want to do and how I want to set it up. And they've given me a budget. I've got a $500 budget. I can go into the shop, the Wargaming shop, and pick out things and assemble stuff and get them to approve it, and then I can give that stuff away. So once I get my arms around that and get a date and a time picked, I will very much share that here. But just a huge shout out to everybody who has supported me here on YouTube and over on Twitch, guys. I really do appreciate it. Your efforts have been noticed, and Wargaming is going to respond with some free giveaways specific to the channel because yeah, that pretty much wraps things up here. For news and everything. Just again, guys, a shout out to let you know, please come hang out with us. Please come watch King of the Sea this weekend. This is, we do this twice a year, and myself and the other casters put a lot of effort into making sure that we're bringing you these games. And if you're able to, if you've got the time and the energy and the interest, we'd absolutely appreciate your support. Let us know what we're doing well, what we're not doing well, because we can't do it better unless you give us some constructive feedback. Yeah, let's wrap it up here, guys. Do appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I'll catch you.